Passage B. So closely is the philosophy of your company linked to the recognition of consumers' rights and the fulfillment of consumer aspirations that I thought I should make these the subject of my speech to you this year. Let me begin with consumer rights. At a time when the question of fundamental rights is being debated in the country, it is relevant to examine what the fundamental rights are that a consumer should enjoy in a free society and how these rights can be protected. The consumer, we believe, has the following rights: the right to choose, the right to be informed, the right to be heard, the right to safety, the right to enjoy the fruits of technological progress. How does current policy affect these rights, Para? Perhaps the most basic of all rights that the consumer has is the right to choose. It is a right which healthy competition amongst suppliers protects and which shortages threaten, while legislative measures such as the Monopolies and Restrictive Trade Practices Act, constructively implemented, can, in special circumstances, help to prevent the exploitation of the consumer. There is really no effective answer to the situation that is created when demand regularly exceeds supply, particularly when the product is an article of mass consumption sold through lakhs of shops and used by millions of consumers. The problems become even more intractable. The inevitable administrative measures that follow a shortage of such articles, namely price controls, distribution controls, levies, etc., are not only a poor substitute for the consumer's right to choose, but create problems both for the authorities and the manufacturers. The disincentive to manufacturers to produce more or to invest in research and development, the pressure to cut corners on quality in order to avoid losses, all work against the consumer's interest. When controls become excessively harsh, many forms of malpractices, which lower the level of trade and consumer morality, come into play. In such a situation, the worst hit sections are honest manufacturers and the more vulnerable consumers. The right to choose gives the consumer, an average housewife, her strongest weapon against unscrupulous manufacturers. She just need not buy again. You cannot deceive a consumer twice, and you cannot build a successful business by deceiving her once. Keen competition in a free market keeps a company on its toes, encourages investment in research and development, and makes risk taking the core of the entrepreneurial challenge worthwhile. One has only to look at areas where such competition has been allowed to develop. Transistor radios are a good example to see how the consumer has benefited. In a country where adulteration is rampant, safety must loom large in the eyes of the consumer. In safeguarding this right, we believe that the manufacturer himself is the most effective. He alone can build in safety at every stage, from procurement of the raw material to the selection of the packaging material. Government, municipalities, etc., are often able to take remedial action and punish offenders, but only after the damage has been done. No reputable manufacturer will take the risk of putting on the market an unsafe product.